Hi, so EG here. I'm already filming this intro and outro for this video from Chicago, where I arrived safely, but this happened just a few days ago. So I shot this footage taking off from Dublin, Ireland, to Reykjavik or Keflavik, which is the airport, Keflavik, Iceland. And you'll see in the first segments of the video, everything was great. It actually was a really, really smooth flight until we came in for a landing. And then you'll see in real time what actually happened as I filmed that. And then I'll be back on here at the end of that and tell you more. Yeah, I'm a little concerned. Like, I've never seen that happen. He had to abort the landing. Oh man, I was hoping this would be fine. I'm like, crap. I don't like this. Ugh. It was such a good flight until this. I've never had this happen on a flight where they had to abort the landing, ever. You did? So what, do they just turn around and go back?
Yeah, they just turned around. Well, the one I was on, they went out and they dumped some fuel and came back into the land.
Oh my God.
I think that.
Yeah, this is nerve-wracking. I mean... Okay, so you've seen that footage, and you've heard the terror in my voice. I actually was calmer than I thought I was, like in retrospect, but I think it's because of the wonderful Australian man who I was chatting with, who sat behind me, that was really keeping me calm. And it wasn't real crowded on the plane, which was nice. But anyway, the point is that that was so scary, and we didn't even find out the complete truth until, like, I didn't find out till the next day. So apparently the captain explained that the reason we had to suddenly abort the landing was because there was something on the runway. That's basically what he said, which is the truth, but he didn't go into detail. Of course, he may not have known exactly what it was. So anyway, found out the next day, actually my viewers, when I did my live stream, told me that they saw footage, or they saw a story about it. I think someone in London did, and then somebody else read about it. Well, I looked it up actually on, and found an article in the Iceland Times about what actually happened. So a guy got into the runway area of the airport. I assume they have fencing. And he stole a vehicle of some kind. Don't know what kind of vehicle. And he drove that out onto the runway and was impeding the takeoff of one plane, and obviously impeded our, landing. So they didn't catch him, but I guess they got him shooed off the runway, and that's why we were able to get, touch down 15, 20 minutes later. And I assume they had other planes circling as well that couldn't land or take off. So yeah, it was a real thing. And so the article said that they didn't initially catch the guy, but they did catch him the next day. So it was a man who apparently either had a grievance or had lost his mind. We're not sure what. And yeah, and I guess the real threat was to the plane that was taking off, because if they hadn't been able to stop in time, that just could have been an absolute, I mean, that would have been a horrific disaster. So I'm sure those people were kind of freaked out too. I don't know how many planes. I think they're just the plane that was taking off and us that was directly coming into land were the ones most, immediately affected. But I'm sure it affected the whole, takeoff and landing queue, basically. So anyway, that's what happened. That was the excitement. I've never been on a plane that did anything like that in my life, honestly. I was on a plane. I was trying to remember. I'm moving the camera a little bit here. I was on a plane in the old Soviet Union where we started to taxi. Well, we went out to the runway to take off, and just a little ways down the runway, the pilot, unthrottled the engines. I don't know what the term for that technically is, but basically throttled down. Okay. And, we had to go and taxi around and try again. Like, that has happened to me once in the Soviet Union. But that was scary flying. And I mean, that whole thing was terrifying to me. We took 2 planes there, one from what is now St. Petersburg to Moscow, and then back from Moscow to St. Petersburg. And I got to tell you, terrifying flying on those planes back in the 1970s. So anyway, I made it, obviously, and I survived, and I'm grateful to the pilot and grateful that, you know, somebody was, you know, in the tower and took care of things too. And I'm glad it wasn't just a miscommunication like a, you know, air traffic controller problem or something. No, I mean, it was a crazy guy on the runway. So very rare, but it can happen, apparently. So anyway, that's my video, and I can't believe I filmed that whole thing. Like, I didn't even realize I still had my camera on after, you know, we went up in the air again. So well, we were up in the air, but further up in the air. So anyway, until next time, be well, be kind, keep moving forward. Take care. Bye.